Good morning, my friends. It is I, John, sitting out here on the back deck on another Saturday morning. I think I might make these Saturday morning videos a regular thing. I kind of enjoy sitting here talking with you on the back deck with my mug of coffee. I hope you guys are doing extremely well this morning. This morning, my next interview with Alex Ferrari and Next Level Soul went live. And I first of all, let me say I love Alex. I enjoy Alex. When I was in Austin with Alex, we laughed so much, and we got to geek out on his studio and all his things, and we talked about Star Trek and Star Wars, and we got into sci-fi. I just thoroughly enjoy the man. I just really think he's great. He's got a wonderful family, a really wonderful family. It was a wonderful conversation, and we covered some really deep ground, but what I find really interesting about those kind of conversations, and I think they're all important conversations that talk about the history, the past, the things that give us the foundation of belief. The past is fascinating. It's interesting, and quite honestly, nowadays there's too many opinions on what the past is, and people are trying to morph the past to meet their ideologies. Jeshua was a very present moment man. He was very much be here, be now, love your neighbor kind of guy. And even when it came to political structures, he render unto Caesar that which is Caesar was about don't get involved in the mindset of politics. Don't get involved in the mindset of that. You know, be here now, love your neighbor. If you did simply that, you would change everything. The conversation with Alex was wonderful because we tread on a lot of historical ground, the nature of the rapture and all kinds of various topics and things. But when you look at it from the perspective of the missing piece in consistently looking backwards is that you forget that everything is about presence. The past is a collection of present moment memories. And the future is just a place where you set goals for your next present moment. But every experience of your life happened now in this present moment. So the question really becomes is the past as important as we're making it? Or is being here now the only thing that's important? Because the past is just a collection of present moment memories. So if you want to change the past, the only way you do that is to be the change you want to see in the world, like Gandhi said. It's to be in the now. Interviews online are limited by time. We had 2 hours that we shot that video. In those 2 hours, there were specific topics that we needed to hit, and, Alex has an audience that he is serving, which is, important, and his audience is very interested in the histories of things, and I totally get that. And I think it's great to understand the histories of things or to at least get a concept of what the histories of things are. But are you taking that information and making it actionable? Are you taking that information and going, "Okay, those things we didn't like in our past, we're not doing that anymore. The things we did like in our past, we're gonna expand on those. But we're gonna do that only in the now, only in this present moment." Those interviews highlight the stories and the research and all those things, but the reality of it is it has to make good media for it to be successful. It has to be something that is palatable to the audience. And that's why I said Alex serves his audience because that's what he's doing. He knows what his audience likes. He knows what his audience wants, and he's serving his audience, as was every other host that I've been interviewed on. And I get that. But when we focus so much on the past, we're missing being present. I am that I am is not I was that I was, or even I will be that I will be. I am a coffee drinker. When you look at the histories, you can go back and go, okay, what did we learn from that? What are we learning from that now? Are we being um, more inclusive? Are we being more caring? Are we being more loving? Are we helping the person get up on the step who couldn't get up on the step? Are we carrying groceries for that old lady? Are we finding that kid who's in distress and sitting down and listening to what they're in distress about? Are we loving our neighbor? Are we being that love in the present moment? The history of the past doesn't really matter if we're doing nothing with it in the now. In the Bible, Joshua says, I leave you one commandment, love one another. It doesn't say, I leave you this commandment, ruminate on the past and never get to the present. Oftentimes we get stuck in the past. Robin Williams said, when they asked him to do a Mork and Mindy reunion, he said, you don't look back if you want to go forward, or you just run into a tree, right? But it comes down to understanding that if you're looking backwards, you're not looking forward. You're not being present. You're not here in the now. You're looking back there. And nothing changes back there. Nothing changes back there. You can look back and extrapolate on what things meant and said, but and what the histories of things are, but nothing changes back there. The experience of I am is now. And if we're constantly looking backwards, we're missing the now. We're missing the being present. Even amen, the word amen. People look at the word amen. It means so be it. It means right here, right now, it is done. It is a direct relationship to being here now. And now people will look at that same word, amen. And there are people, oh no, no, it has everything to do with an Egyptian god, or you know. And what's interesting is amen. They're trying to create it to be a meaning of Amun, and Amun means one God. That's Tut Ankh Amun, Tutankhamun, right? Tut Ankh Amun. Amun meant one God, and so even in that, everything is one. Meaning every person you're dealing with is one. Every experience of your life is in this oneness of God, and the key to making this oneness of God beautiful around you is to be the change you want to see in the world. I think, therefore I am, right? As Descartes would say. Even Buddha says, what you think you become, you create your world. And Krishna said, thought by thought you forge your destiny. And Shakespeare said, there's nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. But right here, right now, is the only moment you think. It's the only moment you have the power of creation, and that power of creation is yours to wield. You can wield it in any way, shape, or form you want, but if you're looking backwards, you're not wielding it. You're focusing on what was as opposed to creating what is. Jeshua's teachings weren't about the doctrines, the dogmas, the rituals. They were about living love now. He met that Samaritan woman. He didn't treat her as anything different. He treated her as a person, as a human. Love one another. He met that Roman soldier who was asking him to heal his daughter. He didn't treat him as a Roman soldier. He treated him as a person, as someone he loved. He saw the lepers. He didn't treat them like they're anything different. He treated them like with love and compassion. And in that love and compassion, my friends, is where the truth lies. It's about being the love in the now, being the expression of love in the now. And like I say, I love my time with Alex, and we are serving his audience, and you as his audience, with that information of the past. But here's my challenge to you: is to take that information of the past and realize it's just information, and realize that here now is the way you change lives. Right now it's the end of September, and I know next few weeks it's going to start getting cold. So what did I do today? I washed all my extra blankets in the house. I washed all my extra blankets in the house. I grabbed my extra coats. I grabbed some sleeping bags I had in the basement too. They are in my vehicle right now to go to a homeless shelter, because that's how I love my neighbor. I know that they're going to be cold. So I literally give them the cloak off my back, the jacket off my back, because I know I can get another jacket. I know that I can give them that and keep them alive this winter. And so that's the loving thing I do today. And it does not matter that you know John Nelson Darby created the rapture in 1830. It doesn't matter. It only matters what I'm doing right now in here. And this isn't controversial, which is why it doesn't make good media, because it's not controversial, and it doesn't need to be controversial, because here and now we're literally living into this expression of the world, and the world is going to only show us what we do. Our thoughts, words, and deeds are creating the outcome of the history. And so it comes back to the idea that we can create the history now. We can create the beautiful, loving thing and release the doctrines, the dogmas, and the ancient conspiracy theories and the future fearful prophecies. And we can be right here and right now and change everything. The future is just substance waiting for belief and action. And your belief and actions is what's going to come into the experience. It's going to come and it's going to show you, it's going to reflect to you what you're believing. The first lines of the book of John: in the beginning is the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Your words, your thoughts, your beliefs go out to source, to God, and God reflects those words, thoughts, and beliefs in the image around you. And we are created in God's image. This is it. This world we're in, the world that we only experience in the present moment, that's the image of God. Right here, right now, you get to choose to be loving or choose to be fearful or choose to search for conspiracy or choose to be afraid of the next prophecy or afraid you won't ascend to the 5D or whatever they're talking about now, whichever, in a few months, they'll be talking about the 6D or some other new, thing. None of it matters. If you're not here and now and actually putting love into action, then all you're doing is perpetuating other people's ideologies and other people's beliefs. And most of those people are literally showing you that to have the asset of fear so that you'll buy their product. That really is it. And that's their business. They're allowed to have that business. But you do not have to be drawn into their business and to be the prophet of their business. You can be loving now. You can go out and you can take those blankets to the homeless shelters. By the way, if you're going to the homeless shelters, and please do take stuff to the homeless shelters, bypass a lot of these organizations that say they're doing that. Go right to the homeless shelter. See the people firsthand. You know, the number one and number two things that they want, that they need, are socks and underwear. So stop by Walmart, stop by Target, buy some socks and some underwear, and drop off brand new socks and underwear to the homeless. You'll feel so good about what you've done. You'll feel like you've done something really positive in the world, and you'll honestly be loving your neighbor. You'll be loving the people that are around you. You'll love one another. Well, you're going to love them in a time when they need love most.
And now, a quick word from our sponsor. Coffee Time with John. This channel runs off coffee, so get your coffee and tea at johnsjoe.com.
Looking at the past, is interesting, but every moment of clarity is about being present. It's about being here and living in the now. For me, I do something I call sitting in love. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, most of you on my channel know what that is, but for those of you who are coming over from the Alex interview today, I tried so many different forms of meditation in my life, and I discovered that all of them led me to the same point, the same moment where I released the method, the mantra, the technique, and I simply let go. And that let go comes with a natural exhale because you stop thinking about the mantra, the method, the technique, and you just let go. And you feel that relaxation. And that relaxation usually will bring a smile to your face or, a nice, gentle little feeling. Well, that's presence. That's being here now because the method, the modalities, the techniques themselves can create fear of not getting there. Or I have to do this thing. This is the thought. I have to do this thing. Why don't you just let go? Why don't you just come back to the natural state of your oneness with God? That's what I did. So every morning I get up and I walk out and I do a couple of things. Number one, I start the coffee. Excuse me. Number two, I sit in love. I go into what I call my love room, and now it's my love room slash studio. And I sit down and I just simply exhale and I feel it. I feel that relaxation. And that next thing you know, 30, 40 minutes has gone by and I've just been in that natural state of love. And it affects the rest of my day. My days go smoother because I'm simply being loved. My days become more joyful. I have more moments that are more joyful because I am rebooting myself back to being here in the I am. Simply exhaling. The mind has a journey that it goes on for everything that we do. And when we strip away the journey and come back to the being, what happens is those journeys all create fear. I don't want to travel this far today. And so you have a fear of the dredge of traveling, or, oh my God, I have to do these things to become enlightened. That's focused on the have to do's. I am is here now. And when you release the methods, the modalities, the techniques, and come back to just simply being in your oneness with God, you end up having this understanding that, yeah, I am doing things. I am creating things. I'm putting my thoughts, words, and deeds behind what I'm creating. But what's your intention of creation? Your intention of creation, if it's behind doing something loving or creating something that loves somebody else, that's beautiful, right? If it's I have to get somewhere, that's talking about your own limitations. It's saying I have to do these certain things to get there, rather than just being the change, as Gandhi would say. Why sitting in love works so well is because, as I said, each one of these experiences of life has some level of fear in it. And all fears come with the natural reaction called the fight or flight response. And the fight or flight response sucks a bunch of air into our lungs and we hold it. Now, we don't consciously say, "Oh, I'm holding air, I'm holding air, I'm holding air." We don't do that. We just naturally go into this state of storing air. Why do we do that? So that we have a reserve to either fight or run, fight or flight. When we exhale, we turn off the survival mechanism of the fight or flight response. We shut down our fears. Actors who, if they forget their lines on stage, are trained to exhale and relax all their muscles. All their lines come right back to their head because they've shut off the primal fight or flight response that blocks cognitive reasoning. It blocks them from free flowing thought. And that idea of shutting off the fear response in all aspects of your life, be it big or small, it gives us the ability to then know that we are creating in the now. And we can go, okay, I have to do this. No, I don't have to. I am doing this. I am creating this experience. I am joyfully living a life of love. The reality of it is time is not something we trudge through. Time is coming to us, through us, and behind us. We know that's true because the past is a collection of present moment memories, and the future is where you set goals for the next present moment, which means time has to be coming to you, through you, and behind you. So all you can do is make your present moment beautiful, and then time will bring in the substance of the universe, the atoms, the matter, the image of God, whatever you want to call it, and it will reflect around you the shape of your belief. And you will see the experience of what you're believing. Negative people see a negative world because they believe the world is negative. They believe it's negative, so the world is negative for them. Is there a multiverse? Yes. Each one of us is in our own. We are creating as we go. And you can sit at a table with somebody who's having a bad experience and have a great experience right beside them. They are creating a negative universe for them, and I am creating a positive universe for me. I'm creating a loving universe for me. And the more of us that create loving universes and more of us that create loving experiences, we become the example for those people who are suffering. And then they start to ask questions. Why? Why are you so happy? You see, because I don't succumb to the fears and the anxieties of the world. My next door neighbor over here, who I love dearly, he's a great guy, comes up to me one day and says, I don't understand how you can be so optimistic. You shouldn't be. Shouldn't be? Who says? I'm the only one who creates my experience. Him saying I shouldn't be was him trying to get me to think like him. And the reality of it is there is nobody on the outside who can tell you you have to. They can tell you that you have to, but there's nobody on the outside who can force you to. There's nobody on the outside who can make you say, I'm taking the choice to give into their ideologies. I am nothing can block you without your permission. Nothing can excel you without your permission. You have to come back to the moment of understanding that you are completely creating your experience and understand that no matter what the history said, it doesn't matter. What am I doing and being here and now? And that's the important part of this entire conversation. When you stop outsourcing your own spirituality to gurus and teachers and ideologies and YouTube channels and all these things and history itself, when you stop outsourcing it, you start to recognize that the source is within you, that all the power is yours. It always has been, it always will be. And you stop seeking permission or validation and you start just saying, no, I'm a creator. Ye are gods. I can ask mountains to move and they'll move. Nothing's impossible for me. And when you come into that place, that's the toughest part of this whole spiritual thing is all the ancient teachers of old told you that the power is within you. But we have a hard time accepting our divinity because the ideologies tell us we're not divine. That we're born in sin and that we're struggling with worthiness and guilt and doubt, and we're trying to find the next way to get to the outcome because we believe we're not there. And when it comes back to this understanding that we are what we believe, what you think you become, you do create your world. The Bhagavad Gita, thought by thought you forge your destiny. Therefore, to keep your mind on the positive rather than the negative is considered the austerity of the mind. It's about you choosing to stay positive, you choosing to stay in the outcome of love as opposed to the outcome of fear. You know, If more people in the world were to practice just simply being present, being here in the now, we would see a world where love was just abounding. Because if you think about this, I've been to 30 countries around the world, and in every country I ask the same question: "What's important to you? What's the most important thing in your life?" No one ever said my religion, no one ever said my history, no one ever said my money, no one ever said, my job. They all said my family. And what is a family? Family is the direct representation of love in the world. And that idea of the most important thing to them was love itself and the love of family. That's what's important in the now is love. Love is the thing that's important in the now. If we all started to understand that, people in Mexico and people in Afghanistan, they all love their families. Sting said, "If the Russians love their children too," in that song. But, if you think about it, everywhere in the world, people love their family. If we stop focusing on the political ideologies or the religious ideologies, and we just release all of them. Jeshua says in the Bible, he says, "Render unto Caesar that was just Caesar's." He's basically saying, just let politics be politics, whatever it is. He said, "Before Abraham was, I am." Abraham was a direct representative of the Judaic faith. He was telling, put religion down. Put religion down, put politics down, and walk the way. I leave you one commandment: love one another. Be in the here and now, loving, and that's all that really matters. If you found that my Next Level Soul interviews, and I think this is my third or fourth on YouTube. I did one for his membership group, and I know there's something that's on his Next Level Soul TV as well. And there's some things coming up with Alex and I together again. But if you found in those videos some comfort or some ideas that made you think, great. What are you doing with it? Are you taking what you found in that interview as an inspiration to be in the present? I hope so. I really do. Because here in the present is the only place we create our world. And you have the ability in the here and now to create the world in a beautiful way around yourself. Understand, you can't save the world, but you can make your part of the world so bright that the world chooses to save itself around you by your example. So if you enjoyed that interview, I have over 2,000 videos on this channel. You can go in and dig into those. There's playlists, there's all kinds of things. If you're looking for ways to just calm your mind and shut off the monkey mind, over on my website, I have meditations that help go through that process. There, there's a lot of things that we can do. There are some upcoming books coming. I do have a book coming out called The Recovering Catholic's Guide to Spirituality, which is coming out in the next couple weeks. And it'll go on pre-sale on September 30th, and it will actually come out in print form on October 15th. So the thing that we didn't emphasize in the interview is the most important thing, that you are already divine. You are already a creator. You're creating it, and creating a negative world is just as easy as creating a positive one. But it's a matter of understanding our negativity is a choice, and our positivity is a choice, and our divinity is the reality of creation. And so, my friends, I'm hoping you're enjoying your coffee on this Saturday morning. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the interview with Alex Ferrari. I know I did. I had a wonderful time with Alex Ferrari. And while I was there, we worked on a new project coming up. It's an online course about simple spirituality, and that'll be coming up next year. I'm really excited about all the stuff that's going on right now with my channel. Uh, I am rebranding at this moment to Expanding Spirit, and things are really turning out wonderfully well for that, and I'm very excited about it. And I just wanted to hop on, and for those of you who are coming to my channel for the first time, welcome. You're always welcome here. You'll notice in my comments section, I never allow infighting to happen. If someone comes on here and they're being vitriolic or angry or zealotous about their beliefs or trying to subjugate you into their faith, I block them from the channel, because this is a place about being safe and loving and caring. And the second, I don't care what they believe, because spirituality is a personal journey. But if their beliefs are creating anger and subjugation, calling names, they just get blocked from my channel. If you want to be loving and you want to have be part of a loving community, then come on over, enjoy it. We have a membership group that gets to see videos early, and every month we do a live Zoom call with the members. It's a wonderful experience, and the community we've created here, both in the comments section and in the membership group, are just loving, caring people who may all have different beliefs, but we don't judge each other for our beliefs. And so I hope you explore the channel. I hope you explore the comments section. There are some in there that, of course, I miss, but do read every comment as it comes in. A lot of times I'll miss the comments that happen under comments because there's so many of them. But understand, this channel is all about love, compassion, and acceptance. And the goal is to love one another, to take this world and create a loving world around us. And the only way we do that is one person at a time, and that person is you. And I hope you guys are going to have a great rest of your weekend. I know it's going to be in the 80s today. It's sunny, blue skied. It's just lovely here in Akron, Ohio. And I love you all. And thank you for finding this channel. And for those of you who are here with me, make sure you welcome the people who are coming over, because that's what we do here. We just love one another. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.